Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to create an assessment. You need to be in your class. You need to be under assignment. So an assessment is a kind of assignment. They run similarly. So you're going to go to assignments and then you're going to click plus assessments. This is where you're going to enter all the good stuff. Go ahead and fill out your name. This is how it's going to show up for the kids. Your max points, time to complete. That's up to you if you want to put a time limit or not. This one's also interesting, the max points. You can also assign a specific number of points per question. So if your questions are weighted differently, here's your chance to select this. You can also, I like this option to do the questions one at a time because it's a little bit less intimidating, but you could also list them all together if you'd like. Randomization, it just makes it so that all the questions aren't going to read in order. They'll just mix it up, kind of like shuffling your playlist. I think that's good if you are not doing some sort of narrative, but it makes it so that all the kids are not going to be on the same question at the same time to kind of reduce cheating likelihood. Allow save for later. I would only really worry about that if your assessment is going to take more than one class period. Just like all the other assignments, you need to choose one of these categories that you have the GB in parentheses. Otherwise, it will not be a gradable thing in your gradebook. So make sure you get that correct. This stuff, they insist upon you doing this every time. So the abbreviation, remember you only have 10 characters to name it. And then your max points and then the factor. You also always have to have your assigned date and your due date. The nice thing here is it's showing the A-B days. So since this is an A-day class, it's only showing me A days to make it due on, which I love. If you have a whole bunch of classes listed and you want the same due date, go ahead and put it up here and then click apply to select it. That'll save you some time. Okay, so I'm going to go to one I already created because otherwise it's going to take forever. So here's my tool quiz that I usually do in paper, but I made it here. So it's already existing. I need to click on the edit button. Okay, yours will come up looking like this, but with just blank stuff for your first time. Okay, then you're going to fill out the little intro and then jump down to questions. Just like when you're doing your bulletin board, you're going to have to choose what kind of media you want to put in there, and then you'll just drag it over. So there's 4 different choices here. You can do a lot of different stuff with them, but you have to choose first and then drag. So I chose fill in the blank because that worked for me. So I'm going to add a new question by going over here, grabbing, waiting for the dotted box, and dropping. Okay, sometimes it doesn't go where you want it to, so you got to kind of watch it. Okay, next, I worked from a picture, so I wanted them to name something in the picture, so I went add media, and then I added a photo. You could also embed a video, it looks like, or an audio. For language speakers, you could upload some little audio snippets and have them translate. So I'm going to go add photo. I'm going to title it. I'm going to select it from my computer, my quiz, and then I can caption it. These 2 headings haven't really shown up on my preview, so I'm not really stressed out about making those nice. Now what does matter is this right here. So this is the question that they will see at the top. So it needs to be name these tools in order, or whatever your question is, okay? Then here you need to put in your answers, okay? You can have multiple answers, but they need to be separated by commas. So mine would have to be, for this one, it would be modeling tool, needle tool, etc. Actually, what I did for this is I ended up breaking it into multiple questions so they wouldn't be quite as exhausting. But that's one way you can do it. There's lots of choices in here. You can even have hyperlinks within your question. You could have like embedded a link to a story for them to read and then they could answer it. There's lots of great little choices in there, and always spell check. So play around with here. There's lots of different choices, and remember, if you want them to take this assessment, then you need to choose that option when you're setting up the assignment in your gradebook. Because remember, when you have that in the assignment, there was a choice to can be submitted via OnCampus. So make sure your assignment notes that this is the corresponding assessment. Okay, thank you.